So I was hosting, I was a Grammy voter at the time, and I hosted a mastermind, brought some of my clients to the Grammys. And I started looking for a story. I started looking into what it'd take to make a documentary, short films. What would it be like? Probably not going to win a Grammy. So what would it be like to win an Emmy? So I Googled how to win an Emmy. And it said like, it's got to be great. But here, like, cause I remember there's like songwriting contests I had lost before because I just didn't know how to enter. It's sort of funny. Like, it's like with grants and things like that. There's a whole industry of people who know how to enter essentially contests. So I was like, let me look into this. So like you got to have a great story. You got to execute really well, but just starts with a great story. So I started looking for story, found the story, met a guy in the airport. He sent me this thing his wife wrote. Down syndrome, kid had Down syndrome, played T-ball. It's called Jacob's Turn. By the way, you can still find it on YouTube. It has over 1 million views. And I went to my mastermind and I said, hey guys, I'm going to take my time and just read you the story. Not a dry in the house. I said, now I want to make a documentary. I'm going to try to win an Emmy. Now I haven't done either of these things before, but if you'll support me, I'll let you go on the journey with me. And so luckily 5-6 people, I think the first thing we did was cost us like 12 or 13 grand. People threw in, I made a producer for $1,000 or an executive producer for $2,500. And I had 5-6 people throw in. I was off. I went and made this documentary. I built a team to do it. We submitted for the Emmys, got 2 nominations and won one. And I was like, all right. So my business partner's like, I just got to tell you one thing, Nick. I'm like, what? He's like, you need to do more of that. And I was like, okay. And so I just started clients then started hiring me to tell their stories. And then I really built the system that I still use today of people funding my documentaries as a participant and a supporter, not an investor. I realized removing the monetization from it was the best thing I could do because it's a risky business.
Yeah.
But if I would put it this way. I'm going to invite you to a really great steak dinner, not a poker match. Like, you know exactly what you're going to get when you put in money. Yeah. It's no longer like, oh, am I going to double? Am I going to triple? It's like, no, I'm going to give you opportunity to meet famous people and come to premieres, and you're going to have your name on the movie forever. Like I did Larry King's life story. And, this is a gift from the King family, his tie and suspenders. And I have now like 10 or 11 clients who, for the rest of their life, they executive produced Larry King's life story. And so, and Rudy's, and we started doing, so I did the first documentary. The other business, the branding business, we still have. Over the years, I've weaned myself further and further away from running that and just doubling down on entertainment and documentary filmmaking and songwriting for the most part. I am developing 4 scripted narratives right now. I've been brought into several different projects with some pretty big players. We'll see where those go. I've never done them before. Mm-hmm. I think the best thing I could say to cap all of this, that I think, and we can go wherever you want for the last minute or two. So what I realized is what I desired. And Dan Sullivan said, who you're looking for is you. So I was like, how can I serve my clients best? All I really desired in life was a life of joy, impact, and significance. Like, you have to make money to do that yet. But like, I wanted to create an impact. I wanted to be somebody who gave, and I wanted to be somebody who was looked to when people had an issue or needed something solved. And so I've been able to create a formula for that for me, it came about because I was focused on entertainment. I wanted to be a voice for positivity and change and inspiring a kid like me that I couldn't afford the Tony Robbins CDs or to go to the seminar. I started building a body of work. That's why I did the Peter Diamandis documentary, the Dan Sullivan documentary, Joe Polish, Jay Abraham, Jack Canfield, Brian Tracy, Lisa Nichols. I wanted to create a roadmap for kids like me or adults too, like, to find success. And so that's what I've done. So mine manifested in entertainment. That's my story. That's not everyone else's story. The formula I'm about to share with you can manifest in any realm you want it to. But here's what I realized, that if you want to just be happy, have joy, and have impact, that means you provide, when you provide impact, it's like a yin and a yang. You gain significance in return. So it becomes like this beautiful flywheel, right? And so there's 3 things I've realized from working with over 3,000 countries, clients all across the globe. And then I back tested it on some of the greatest leaders of our time, the Rosa Parks, the Martin Luther Kings, the Tony Robbins, whoever. And then you got to show up with really 3 things. And it's very simple. Undeniable wisdom. Like, when you are wise, you make something complex simple. Like, anyone who tries to make something more complex for you, run. That's insecurity for them, and they're trying to pull one over on you. So you got to show up with undeniable wisdom. Like, oh yeah, you need help with that? Here, let me break it down for you.